Hi there, Mr. Cooper here, Head of Maths. I've got a question for you. Why do so many jobs require maths? And I don't just mean those jobs that have math skills built into them, and there are plenty of those, but why do so many jobs, when you apply for them, say in order to do this job you've got to have a GCSE in maths at grade 3 or grade 4 or grade 5, or maybe an A level in maths, or maybe even a degree in maths? Why do so many ask for that? And here's what I think the answer is. I think it's because maths is about some important skills, but more than that, it's about solving problems. I hope we can all agree that basic number skills are essential if you're going to be a functioning member of society. You need to be able to manage your money. You need to understand percentages in order to understand the tax system and savings. And there are lots of careers that use the specific skills that we teach you as part of maths leading up to GCSE and A level. And there are a few just listed there on the right, although I could go on forever with jobs which have a mathematical bit built into them. And some of those you'll be familiar with. There are plenty that maybe you haven't come across. Do you know what a data scientist is? That's someone that uses all the data that gets collected by companies, say from their loyalty card scheme or websites with their cookies, and interpret it and does stuff with it. So yeah, lots of careers use maths, but every job, I suggest to you, requires problem solving in some way, and that's why problem solving is so important. Let's look at a few of our past students who are using maths either specifically or for problem solving. So here's Becky. So these are careers that use specific math skills. Becky was here and did a GCSE and A level, and she's now a midwife. And maths plays a big part in that. You might be surprised, but when a baby is born, its development, its growth, its height, its weight are carefully monitored against what we expect to happen, and that's often presented in graphs, like the one you can see there, showing what typical development looks like, and that allows midwives like Becky to monitor the development of babies, and if a baby isn't growing properly, then they can take action to deal with that. And what about Owen? Owen left here and went on to do maths at university, having done A level with us, and he now works in Truro as a hydraulic engineer. His job is looking at the way that water companies send water everywhere around their network, and so he's using maths and specifically writing software to try and reduce the electricity and water that these companies use, and that has a cost benefit, but it also has an environmental benefit as well, and he's worked worldwide with companies all over the world. So there's plenty of careers that use maths, but what about careers that use problem solving? Well, here's Duncan. He left us a few years ago and works locally now, self-employed as a car mechanic, and his job is all about problem solving. So the skills he learned when he did GCSE maths, he can use now. He learns how to diagnose a problem when it comes in. A car's not running properly, and then he can choose the right technique. He knows what repair to do, what part to order. That's problem solving. And here's Amy, who's studying medicine at university, and her job and her studies are all about diagnosis, looking at the evidence, maybe test results, and choosing an appropriate course of treatment. Medicine has a huge amount of maths built into it as well, but these are problem-solving skills which are absolutely crucial to the work that doctors and other medics do. So in the classroom, we teach you a lot of skills, many of which are important to many, many careers, but at the end of the day, it's all about solving problems. Everything we do in maths is solving problems, teaching you to look at a problem, decide how to solve it, and go about and do it. And it's like 1970s Batman. Many of you have heard me talk about this before. He had this wonderful yellow utility belt, which was loaded with all sorts of useful stuff. And when he had a problem, he could reach into his belt and find there was nearly always something in there to help solve it. And that's like maths. We're loading up your utility belt, both with specific math skills, but also problem-solving techniques. And we do that so that when you leave the classroom and you need to solve a problem, you've got the skills, either the specific math skills or the problem-solving skills. And here's famously Batman, when he encountered a shark, he reached into his belt and whipped out the shark repellent spray. So maths is important to be a functioning member of society. It has a number of skills which are used in many jobs. But most importantly, maths is important in careers because it teaches you to solve problems. And many careers, I'd go so far as to say all careers, involve solving problems in some way. Thank you for listening.